Alrighty, another day, another idea. I'm going to try it with the 1.5 horse Leeson motor first, then I'll go over to 3-phase and use an inverter VFD. This motor's only 1 horsepower I think, so I want to find a 2 horsepower motor and use that, maybe a bigger pulley, but for now I'll just try it with this one. It's a high torque, capacitor start, capacitor run motor. It's probably going to be quite hard to kill. The base is damaged, but it'll be right. This big piece of 1-inch aluminium plate to bolt to the table, and I'll just find some suitable holes to bolt the motor through. It's full of different holes and things. It used to be a backing plate for an auto core box. Alright, let's give this thing a run. It's going to be very slow because of the pulley reduction. I mean very slow, but I don't really have many belts bigger than that. And yeah, for now it'll do. Otherwise I'll work on remachining some new pulleys. Maybe reduce that one a bit, increase the motor pulley, use some B series belts. Just a pair of belts. Try this for now. Put a gauge on the oil too. See what that does. Yeah, slowly rising. Oil pressure up there. I'll just shut the king valve and see what pressure I can get on the manifold gauges. Yeah, running out of horsepower. Now the belt's slipping. Poor old motor. Nearly at 125 pounds. It's all burning rubber. Poor old thing. It'll work, just needs lots of horsepower. Okay, well tomorrow I'm going to get to work making a drive mechanism for it. I want to encase this end and seal it off against oil and dirt inclusion. I'm going to use this identical conrod, or crankshaft, sorry, and just cut the end of the crank off here and use this end as a drive adapter. This is from an identical compressor that I scrapped a couple of years ago. It's a little keyway for the oil pump drive. So that's the last time you'll see this one in one piece. I've also got a bit of tool making steel which I've been saving for a special occasion. This stuff is as expensive as poison, so what I'm going to do is turn it into a sleeve, fit over there. I'll have to use the machines at work because I just do not have enough horsepower to really rip this down and drill it out at the moment. But this stuff here, you can make it glass hard if you want. You can turn it into a granulator blade or something really hard like a Stanley blade. It's the best tool making steel you can find. I've got tons of this stuff from an old tool maker or a friend of mine. I actually work with him at the moment. He does some really nice tool making. I wish I could show you, but it's intellectual property that they'd kill me for showing on the internet. But magnificent stuff. Okay, it might be a little while before I get this thing running under proper power. I found out today the lump of tool steel that I wanted to use really isn't good for welding. I could probably weld it, but the welds would end up cracking because it's just so susceptible to hardening that it becomes brittle. And under a bit of stress, the welds around the flange would just end up starting to crack and she'll eventually come loose. So I'm just going to get some more mild steel, like a bigger lump than this, and make an adapter sleeve out of that. I just want to go for a single piece sleeve with the flange welded onto it. I turn the outside down so that it fits over it, or the inside for the 42mm shaft. And the good thing is I even found an electrode for the EDM, so I can just EDM a key slot in it. A blind key slot. If it went all the way through, I could probably take it back to the foundry I used to work in and just broach it on the press, but I want it to be a blind key slot with a smaller diameter spigot on it that I can fit a normal drive pulley to. So I can drive either a belt drive or a flange type direct drive. I'll just open these holes up a little bit and make rubber bushings for each hole and just use a pin type drive with rubber bushings around them. That'll take up any vibration and discrepancies from the petrol engine that I want to drive it with. No use going for a rigid drive plate type things. It'll just, if there's even a slight misalignment in the engine and the compressor, it'll just flog out bearings and cause cracking of the drive plate.